You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome along. Today, we're really getting into the thick of it with product creation.
Yeah, it's a fascinating space.
Kind of our informal product Thursdays, you could say.
Yeah,
We've gathered some really interesting insights from the material we've been looking at.
absolutely.
We're covering quite a bit from, AI product strategy down to the surprisingly tricky parts of just talking to each other at work.
It's all connected, isn't it? What really jumps out from the stuff we reviewed is how many different things come together when you're trying to create something new.
Mhm.
Like take AI pricing. We're seeing this big shift, right?
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, companies are moving towards these credit-based models. So you buy like units of compute time or access instead of just a flat fee.
Okay, I see, like tokens or something.
Exactly. And that's not just, a billing change. It massively impacts how engineers think about cost optimization.
Right, and how product teams track usage, too, I bet.
Mm,
Especially with costs going up and demand being, uneven.
spot on. And then there's the skill set for AI product management itself. It's pretty rare.
You can't just learn it from a book.
Not really, no. It seems it's best learned by actually doing it, building, iterating, figuring things out on the fly. I think this whole discussion will really hit home for you, the vocal technologist listener.
I can definitely see that. The
Yeah.
sheer scale of the challenge is, yeah, it's big.
Mm.
But it's not just the tech side, is it? The material also had some really good points about how we interact day to day.
Like communication.
Yeah, exactly. Like that common advice, no is a complete sentence. Turns out, maybe not so helpful in product development.
Oh, interesting. Why is that?
Well, just dropping a blunt no on someone, a stakeholder, or even a teammate, it can really damage trust.
I can see that. It feels dismissive.
Right. So one article suggested a better way is to add context, or maybe a trade-off, or suggest an alternative.
Okay, so instead of just no.
You'd say something like, look, that feature sounds interesting, but doing it now means pushing back that critical security fix by 2 weeks. Could we maybe look at it next quarter? Or perhaps there's a simpler version we could do first.
Ah, I get it. That keeps the conversation going, preserves the relationship.
Exactly. It's about collaboration.
And that's so vital, isn't it? Good communication is like the bedrock for everything else, especially when you're working with, say, visionary leaders,
Right. They have the big ideas.
which is great. But making actual progress means someone has to translate that vision into, clear, doable steps.
Protect the team's focus.
Yes, and channel that energy properly. It's all about alignment, really, which leads nicely into how we actually build strategy.
And the research highlighted a framework for that, didn't it? CRISP.
That's the one: context, requirements, insights, solutions, and proof.
Sounds pretty structured.
It is, and it's a brilliant way, apparently, to turn these complex decisions into strategy documents that are actually clear and persuasive.
What struck me was the idea that writing it out like that in long form doesn't just make it clearer for others. It actually sharpens your own thinking.
Oh, absolutely. Like the insights part, it's not just listing facts.
Right. It's about what you learn from the data, maybe something surprising, that aha moment that shifts your thinking,
It's about crafting a narrative, a clear story.
which is exactly what good product roadmaps should do too, right?
Precisely. We often think of them as just feature lists, but the material really emphasized they need to be more than that.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah, connecting initiatives to the actual objectives, the outcomes you want, balancing the short-term stuff with the long-term vision.
So it tells the story of why you're building things, not just what.
Exactly. Like instead of just saying launch feature X, it might be improve user retention by Y% through this new personalized onboarding flow. And feature X is part of that story. It keeps everyone aligned.
Makes sense. Keeps the why front and center.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of unexpected connections, there was that point about corporate experience.
Oh, yeah, the startup currency idea.
Right. How experience in a big company, which you might think is a negative in a startup, can actually be a huge asset.
If you frame it right.
Yeah, if you reframe it around things like customer focus, dealing with tight resources, making smart bets.
Things you definitely do in large organizations, like leading a complex project across different departments.
That teaches you so much about navigating ambiguity, influencing people when you don't have direct authority.
Skills that are pure gold in a fast-moving startup environment.
Totally. So, okay, let's try and wrap this up. What does all this mean for you, the person listening? The product visionary, the builder, maybe just someone curious.
We've touched on a few key things.
Yeah, we saw how structured thinking, like with that crisp framework, helps build clear strategy. And how saying no with context is way better for teamwork.
And the roadmaps needing that narrative, connecting features to outcomes.
Right. And remembering that your corporate experience, if you have it, can be reframed into real strengths for a startup. It's all about making your product work more impactful.
And if we pull back to the bigger picture, really getting these sort of subtle dynamics right, that's what makes the difference between just good product work and, well, truly transformative impact.
It raises some deep questions.
It does. The material really drove home that sometimes your environment dictates your success more than just pure effort.
Huh. That's a big thought.
Yeah. And related to that, even how you celebrate wins matters. If the celebration doesn't genuinely connect to user goals, it can feel hollow or even backfire.
Great to disconnect.
Precisely. So maybe the challenge to leave you with is this. What kind of environment are you creating, or what environment are you looking for that makes achieving your product goals almost inevitable?
Right.
And how can you use these kinds of nuanced insights about communications, strategy, even reframing experience to build not just better products, but also, stronger, more aligned teams?
Spoken Tech for your ears.